Hey, thanks for watching The Horror Show with Sean and Joel. Ain't no other place to go. I'm Roddy Piper.
Thanks.
Hello everybody and welcome to The Horror Show, the show that dissects, mutilates, dismembers, and butchers all of your favorite and not so favorite horror movies and other horror-related events. I'm Sean.
I'm Joe.
Well, we're back. My voice should sound exquisite. Joe's still... Are you still under the weather? Just a hair?
A little bit.
Just a little coming out?
Yeah.
Saturday, I was... still very sick when I woke up, and literally like noon came around and it was like I'd never been sick.
Really?
It was so weird. It just went away.
I have a terrible immune system. It takes me like 4 weeks to recover.
So good news, everyone. 4 weeks of Joe coughing and sneezing. I'm looking at my notes and I like must have hit the keyboard a lot. Well, we've got a good episode today. Might be a little short. Probably not, because we can always figure out a way to talk for an hour.
Like we're doing right now.
Absolutely. Just filling up air. We're doing And All Through the House from
1972,
which I forgot last time also, and just decided I wasn't going to figure it out this week either. And Treevenge, which is a short from 2008. Yeah, 2008.
Directed by the guy who did Hobo with a Shotgun.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's fantastic. Yeah. What year did Hobo with a Shotgun come out? 2000. It came out after.
2010, maybe?
Yeah, it came out after this. Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Right?
With what I'm seeing. Yeah. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So let's start with And All Through the House, because it's going to be boring and short. Not what I had wanted. So also, I'm just going to out our behind the scenes things here. Joe said we acknowledged this in our first episode, and I had no recollection of that at all. But there is a 1972 Tales from the Crypt movie from the UK.
Yes.
It's got some stars in it. Joan Collins.
Peter Cushing.
I think there's a couple other guys that I recognized, but...
The Crypt Keeper plays the caterpillar in the Dudley Moore Alice in Wonderland movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that.
Who's older? That Crypt Keeper or the Crypt Keeper from the TV show?
That Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Dude, that Crypt Keeper looks like shit. It was very sad. No, it was an okay movie, but what we decided was, since we're coming up on a 1-year anniversary, which is insane to think about.
It is.
But we'll talk about that a little later on in the show. Since it's 1 year and our first episode was And All Through the House from the Tales from the Crypt TV show, I figured, hey, here's a great idea. And by the way, my ideas are the worst. But second to that, I always decide these things without like watching them. There's these shows like How Did This Get Made and stuff. And I feel like I'm pretty confident Paul sees these movies in advance before choosing them, just to know the content. And we are the opposite. And that is why we'll have movies where we're like, meh, don't have a lot to say. This was good.
Yeah, this wasn't like good enough to rave about, but it wasn't bad enough to shit all over. It was just there.
And it was basically identical to the TV show.
Yeah, it was. Did you watch the whole movie, though, or just a segment?
I watched half of the movie, and I was just so unimpressed. I was just
very similar to Tales from the Hood.
Yeah.
Because you didn't see the ending, but
oh no, you could see it coming. Well, first of all, the concept was very weird that he was like looking into these people's futures. The Crypt Keeper was like, right? Isn't that what he was doing?
He was looking in their past. Is what they had done.
No, because the chick dies. All through the house.
Well, spoiler
alert.
Oh, right. They're all dead. They're in hell. Yeah.
Oops. Oh, well, that's cool. I probably should have finished the movie. Oh, spoiler alert, too. Guys, for that 1972 flick. So, sorry about that. From the UK. It's like impossible.
I love that there's somebody out there that's real mad about 1972 movie being spoiled.
There's somebody absolutely fucking furious. We're gonna get it. It's gonna be our first iTunes review. They spoiled Tales from the Crypt 1972. Oh boy! So, and all through the house, it stars Joan Collins,
looking good.
That's what I was about to say.
She was really attractive.
She is a babe.
Yeah,
total babe. Like unbelievable. Whew. Yeah. I mean, we already covered the movie, so I don't need to go into that. But basically, it's a group of tourists touring through these tombs. This is how the whole Tales from the Crypt. We don't need to go through the whole movie, but it's a bunch of tourists going through a tomb and
they're like catacombs.
And like 3 idiots kind of just wander off for no real reason. Like one of them like leaves behind a brooch, and then like 3 others are like, "Oh, hey, where are you guys going?" Just very weird turn of events that end up in a room with the Crypt Keeper.
Yeah, it's one of those classic, the door slowly opens in a catacomb where no door should be opening at all.
Yeah. And
they walk into it and then it closes behind them.
And he just looks like Friar Tuck. He doesn't really... Not your Crypt Keeper. He looks like Friar Tuck. He had no hair, right? He was hairless.
I see. It was disgusting.
And then it's like a super abrupt cut to the story. He's just like...
Yeah, it just starts with that guy wearing the...
Yeah, he's like, "Where are you going?" And she's like, "On vacation." And then it just cuts to the story.
Yeah. It cuts to a guy wearing one of those hats that Fred Flintstone wears when he goes bowling with the water buffalo group.
Yes. The other weird thing I was thinking about with this is because I was like, man, that's a really abrupt cut into the story. Like, he was just like, what are your plans? And then it cuts.
Yeah.
And I couldn't tell if it was really abrupt or if I was just like waiting for a Crypt Keeper joke. So I was like, "Oh shit, what are we doing here?" Like I was waiting for him to be like, "Oh, what do you say? What do you say about Santa Claus?" "Oh, I had a clause in my contract." I was like, I couldn't tell if I was waiting for that or if it was just
this Crypt Keeper cracking no jokes. It's very by the book.
Dude, it's the worst.
So dry.
If I'm going to, I don't know, go into a crypt with bad consequences, I want the Crypt Keeper all day.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, can we just talk about the American one again and how he wore that Santa Claus, the skin of Santa Claus?
It's so gross. That beard is just decaying jaws underneath it.
One of our fans, what's her name? Lorena?
Yeah.
Lorena. She brought that up, like, I don't even know, like a month or so ago, maybe, when she first got on the Facebook page. And she posted a picture of it. And I laughed so hard out loud revisiting that. It was so disgusting. It is the most terrifying thing I've ever seen still to this day. So Joan Collins is our lead here. It literally starts out exactly the same. We've got the roaring fire.
Yep.
The neglectful husband who she bashes over the head with a hot poker. It's probably not hot. Why am I worried about that? Down goes Richard, and you know the typical Merry Christmas. Yeah, well, and she is just looking.
She's fantastic. In no hurry to get rid of that body. It lays there the entire segment.
Oh my god! That was one thing that really is the big difference. Like, I feel like the TV show got it right. Like, as soon as he's down, she's trying to figure out a way to dispose of the body. This lady is just
she's like a kid in the house.
And she's like, "Okay, just don't come downstairs."
Yeah.
But then, like, going and doing chores, and it's like,
no.
Like, the body's laying there, and she's trying to scrub out blood. Like, move the body first. Like, that's like, I don't even know how to, that's like, it's like mopping before sweeping. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Get rid of the debris first.
Right.
It's just going to spill more blood.
I know. That was nuts.
It was very crazy. But yeah, she took her sweet time, and basically most of the movie, he's just laying there.
The entire time. Like the TV show, she takes him outside, you know.
Oh, yeah. She's like doing all sorts of stuff.
He's just on the floor.
And I also expected this segment to be like, because it's a fucking movie with 3 segments in
There's
it.
5.
5?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes more sense. Probably should have done my research again. So that makes sense. That's why it was so short. But it was extremely short. It was about 10 minutes long, I think.
Yeah, I think it was like 12 or something.
Yeah, that's insane. So, you know, Joan is just doing she's doing a terrible job cleaning this up. Just an absolutely terrible job. But she also, here was the other weird thing. What did she pull out from the safe? She opens the safe, she gets his keys, opens the safe, and pulls out like a letter. And maybe it's like a British thing because it had something on it, like, that meant nothing to me. I forgot what it was.
I don't know.
Like, I feel like in the American one, it was like, Will, or whatever. I forgot what she was going after in the first one, like, his assets, though. But in this one, I don't even know what it said, but it said something different. And I was just like, that means nothing. That means nothing to me. I have no idea what she's gaining from this. And then she puts it right back and locks the safe up. So I was kind of confused about that. But, you know, typical story. The daughter's up at the top of the stairs. Mommy, I can't sleep. Oh, just go upstairs. And then we hear the radio going on. There's a maniac on the loose. He's escaped from the mental hospital. A lot less drama in this one. Like, as soon as the radio segment's over, he's just trying to open the door.
Okay. So, this Santa Claus sucked. He just looked like a confused old man that needed to be shown his way back home.
Right.
Like he wandered off from the convalescent home.
Like, I wasn't even scared of him. I was just more concerned. Like, I felt really bad.
Right. At no point did he look terrifying. He just looked confused.
No.
Suffering from Alzheimer's. He's just lost.
Yeah.
And also, you see him like 100 times because like at every window
just
he's there, but he's not even trying to get into the house.
No, he's just looking.
Yeah.
It's the weirdest thing. Like his attempt to get at the house was like just trying to open a locked door and then just peeking through windows.
Exactly. It like hammered home the Alzheimer's. Where am I?
Like as if he was like, I'm just trying to get somebody's attention to open this door. Like, I just need to get somebody's attention.
He was so frail. Like Joan Collins could have kicked his ass.
Joan Collins totally could have whooped this dude's ass. It was absurd. Eventually,
the TV show, the guy's bigger. He's huskier. He's wielding a huge axe.
He's wielding a huge axe. He throws a tire swing through the window.
Yeah,
he is causing.
This guy wants to get in the house.
Yeah. And this Santa in this was really just hanging out.
Where am I?
He's just trying to find his family. So the mom goes upstairs because she realizes the door's open to her daughter's bedroom.
Yeah.
Runs upstairs. She's not there. Comes back downstairs and notices that there's a draft because they have curtains in front of their front door. It's the weirdest thing.
I was wondering that too. I was like, why?
I almost wrote the note down and I was like, there's no way I'll forget this because it made no sense whatsoever. There's just these giant curtains in between their
curtains, like sheets that you hang up when you're like painting or something.
In between their front door.
But she checked everything before she went upstairs. Like she locked everything and boarded everything up.
Made no sense. And these curtains are moving in the wind, so the door is now open, and then she sees her daughter's let in Santa, and Mommy, that's Santa. That's my British accent. Mommy. That's not what she sounded like. Excuse me while I put on the scene. Hey, Mommy. I don't know.
Spot on.
I can't do it, but that was like a chimney sweep. It was like that was not the little girl. This little girl's elegant.
Wait, you're saying that impression you just did is what chimney sweeps sound like?
Yes. Well, child chimney sweeps. But anyway, this is not the point. The point is she is let in evil Santa.
Yes.
Who, I mean,
goes after Joan and gives her a nice massage. He goes behind it. He's not strangling her. He's rubbing her shoulders.
She tries to run away. And he grabs her by the shoulders and just proceeds to rub them vigorously.
Like it probably felt so good.
In front of the fireplace, and she just dies.
Yeah.
There 70s horror, I mean, I'm sure some people take offense to this, but some of it, the majority of it fucking sucks. It's just fucking terrible, a lot of it. But I should say that. Not 70s. No, I take it back. I mean,
it's the same decade as The Exorcist and Texas Chainsaw.
You're right. You're right. I'm 100% wrong. What I'm going to say, though, is movies that were shot like this was a horror movie from the 50s made in 1972. That's what I hate. That shit is just unbearable. Where like the killing is not killing, and it's just like, ooh.
Yeah.
Like even when she clubs him in the head with
when she's scrubbing the blood, I was like kind of not paying attention. And I was like, wait, is she like pretending to make more blood? Like I didn't know, because it looked so fake and weird. Like,
it was so bad. And all he had was like a little drab of blood on his head, which I mean, I guess could be, no, I'm not even going to rationalize it. It was just really bad. And it's just very safe. And, I mean, maybe it's because they had that ban on the video nasties. I don't know what year that happened, but
I mean,
I don't know. Maybe that's why. Maybe they had to play it safe in the UK. I don't know. But he gives her a tender neck massage and she's dead. Just dead as a tornado. How would that scare anybody? Like you.
I don't know.
There was nothing there.
I mean, I appreciate it because it was a good story and it turned into a fantastic TV episode. But
now here's my question. Do you think the TV episode used this as their, I guess you'd have to look at the comic of it and see how it relates to it, because I'm curious if it's spelled out that way in the comic and they're both borrowing the elements from the comic, like these key elements, or if the TV show kind of just took it from the movie.
I was just assuming that it just took it from the movie.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, it's exactly the same.
I imagine the comic's better than this movie.
I probably should have looked that up. I'm sure you can find it somewhere.
Yeah, I'm sure, but what? We don't do work.
We're the laziest podcasters.
We are if you want to hear not great stuff, this is the place to be. But our fans like us. All right, guys, now to get to the good stuff. The only reason I even included that in this is because we told people to watch it. It was terrible. It wasn't fun. I don't
think it was terrible. I just didn't think it was anything.
I expected a lot more to talk about, seeing as though it's a 1-year anniversary and it's the same. I was just hoping there'd be a lot of differences, and there wasn't. And we just wasted a lot of time. But now we have Treevenge.
Yes, Treevenge.
What are your thoughts on Treevenge?
It was fantastic.
I'm
kind of mad that I just heard about it.
I know. I found it on a list of, I think some people think that we do shitty movies only, because there's a lot of them.
Well, we do.
But here's the thing. We don't, but it ends up being that way. And the reason it ends up being that way is because I try to find obscure stuff. I want to find stuff that not everyone talks about. I don't want to talk about Silent Night, Deadly Night, the original, because everyone talks about it. Fucking MTV posted an article on it this week.
Did they?
Yeah. Why it's the best Christmas movie no one's seen. Which I don't even understand any of that. None of that makes sense, but plenty of people have seen it and it's not the best Christmas movie, but whatever. But like everyone talks about that movie. So I always try to like veer off. So this was a hidden gem.
This was a hidden gem.
This was amazing. And it's 16 minutes long. You can find it on YouTube. So if you want to pause it now, because we are going to spoil the shit out of it.
And it was made by somebody who obviously loves horror, because there's so many references and homages in it.
I mean, we open up to, well, first of all, it's grainy as hell. And the colors are even, I don't know what the word would be. They're like really muted colors in it. It's not bright, really bright. It's very muted, which reminds you of Cannibal Holocaust.
It's like the anti-Argento.
Yes, it is anti-Argento, 100%. And not only does it kind of resemble the quality of Cannibal Holocaust, we get treated to the Cannibal Holocaust theme
Yeah.
song to open it up. And it's
awesome.
amazing.
Yes.
It's amazing. And actually, I'm going to start it on my TV now so we can kind of watch it as we go.
Your Dead Productions.
Your Dead Productions. We open up with just forests and, the Cannibal Holocaust music, which made my heart melt when I first saw it. I was like in love already. It didn't even matter. The font is amazing.
Yep, it's such a throwback.
It's so good. It's just that white font over like a scrolling scene, and everything about this I just fucking love so much. We open up with some hillbillies.
They are such menacing looking men for no apparent reason. They storm in here furious.
And it makes it's so good the way they did this. Like you didn't realize what they were, you didn't realize, and then you realized immediately what they were doing.
Yeah.
And these hillbillies come in on the screen and they just immediately, we got like this, they just look like the trashiest group of carnies around. And they're swearing.
They're so angry.
They're so angry at trees. They all have chainsaws and they're all fucking furious and axes. And they're just so mad. And they're like screaming and swearing at
the trees like they're pieces of meat
as they're cutting them down. Like they're like, you piece of shit.
He says that more than once in this movie. Calls the tree a piece of shit. And as they're walking by, you see a little tree that's just trembling.
That was when I knew it's trembling and making like animal noises, like like a Muppet or something. That's when I knew I was going to love this. And then they just start destroying these trees.
They are cutting. That's not how you cut down a tree.
No. I mean, like when I say destroying trees, I don't mean just cutting them down for a purpose.
They're just hacking them.
They are just hurting trees. Just to hurt them. Like, they are the most brutal cut jobs I've ever seen.
And you have a guy wielding a chainsaw just like Leatherface in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, just swinging it around all over his head.
So ridiculous. These trees are falling down, and you can hear them, and they're like crying, and they're like, as they're getting cut down, and we start seeing these subtitles, which are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Help us. What are they doing to us? Don't let me go. Oh, those two trees get like intertwined. Don't let me go.
Yeah.
Like they're holding on to each other for dear life.
And then it shows the trembling little tree who you think's going to be the main character, and the guy just stomps on it. Stomps on it.
Hold on to my branches. Don't let go. I'm trying. I can't hold on.
And I assumed that they're cutting them down for Christmas trees, but they're literally just destroying every tree.
Yes, because the next scene is just a bonfire.
They're just throwing all the trees that they cut down into a huge fire for no reason.
They're just burning trees. They literally cut trees down just to burn them. Like, I've never owned a Christmas tree factory. Do they do this to like the rejects?
There's no way.
I don't know. There's no way. It's such a waste.
There's
right?
no way.
There's such a fucking waste.
One of the guys, as he's dragging it to the bonfire, claims, "I should have stayed in school so I don't have to deal with this crap."
Yeah.
Not dealing with anything.
You're cutting down
ruining
trees
forests
by yourself. In peace and quiet. You're literally dealing with nothing. It's so crazy.
But then after the bonfire, it cuts to the next scene, and they're on a Christmas tree farm. So I guess they are using them for Christmas trees.
Yes, they are using them for Christmas trees, some of them. And, it was actually kind of eerie because they are really making this look like almost like a Holocaust, like some sort of genocide.
Yeah.
Like they're bringing in trucks of trees.
Exactly.
And there is no...
And Eric Rowan from WWE is dragging a tree.
That guy's just kicking a tree.
In the background, you see guys throwing them and stopping
just
on them.
kicking them across the road. Like, it makes no sense.
That's exactly what I think it was going for.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a concentration camp.
Yeah, which is so messed up. I mean, if anyone tells you it's not, then they're just lying. They're just lying. But they're just treating these trees absolutely cruelly. The trees are just screaming, what is happening? They're killing us all. They're killing us all. Oh my god. And then we're brought into this box truck, and one of the trees is actually trying to get out. So now these trees are animate for the first time. These trees are now moving around, and doing truck, things besides just like their branches moving. Like this tree's banging himself against the door, just trying to get out.
Yes.
Screaming, "Let me go, let me go." Why is this happening? They're killing us all. And then even they had the don't scare the saplings, and it cuts to like 3 baby trees just shaking. It's so incredible. We then cut to this. I mean, at this right here, I'm just kind of. I was like, what are they going to do with this? Is this just going to be them just beating the shit out of trees, which is still pretty fucking funny. I'd probably have liked it still if that's even just how it ended. This one guy says, we can't sell this beat up piece of shit. Make a wreath out of it. So they're just going to chop it up. And there's one tree they really have their eye on, and he's just dragging it around and abusing this tree. It's just crazy what they're doing.
This guy looks like Liv Schreiber, and he's calling the trees pieces of garbage.
Yeah. It's the weirdest thing. Calling them pieces of shit, and they're just treating these trees absolutely terribly. They start selling them at their tree farm.
Oh, this is a scene back, but one of the guys called one of the trees a piece of motherfucking cock-licking asswipe.
Yes.
Which is fantastic.
It's insane. And then the guy that he tells to make a wreath proceeds to just stab it with shears. He's not cutting it. He's literally just stabbing it.
Every human in this movie is so malevolent.
They're out of control and like hate trees more than anything. Like, I would love to show this to like an old time tree farmer and just he'd be so disgusted. He'd be so fucking.
Did you
mad.
think that when he stabs them, it was a Prowler reference? Because the way he holds them up is just like the Prowler.
You know what? It probably is. It probably is. I wonder if there's like an interview about this. Again, probably should have done our homework. I don't think there is though. But this is amazing.
I would love to talk to this guy about this. Well, how do you think of this? It's fucking great.
Take us through your process.
Yeah.
And how many references are in it. Like even when the people end up, this one family who is, I guess, a key point in the plot, they buy the tree and they wrap it in a burlap bag, except it's shot like you're being kidnapped.
Yes. Well, the guy screams as he wraps it with the burlap bag.
Yeah, he is.
Just throws the bag
and
over.
throws a bag over its head or top, whatever you want to call it. But I mean, we're seeing it like tree POV, so it is over its head, I guess. The tree is very upset, obviously, but the family is thrilled to have their perfect Christmas tree.
Yes, and up to this point, I was already like, this movie's fucking awesome. Like, I just love the concept of it.
Right, same. Like, that's me, too, because it honestly kind of reminded me of, like, Critters or something like that, where you have these objects that probably shouldn't talk, but when they do talk, they're talking like just a normal human being. They're just saying human phrases.
Right.
Get your fucking hands off of me. Shit like that. It's just incredible. And it just gave me that feeling of like, it's cheesy, but it's not bad cheese.
No, it's fantastic.
It's very odd to explain. It's like not B movie. I just thought it was really good, honestly. Like I probably could have watched a full movie about this.
Oh,
I really,
for sure.
Trees going. I mean, if they made a movie about killer tomatoes, fuck, they could have easily done this into a full movie.
Definitely.
And I suggest that they do. The family proceeds to decorate the tree, and the tree is just saying the best stuff.
What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you? Get off of me. What are you doing? It's just amazing the way they transition Christmas trees into murdered human beings.
Yeah, because honestly, you start to feel bad for him. Like, shit. Like,
yeah, we cut these living things down, put them in our house, and then just put shit all over them. I mean, if you do that to if you do it to a human, it's just like a screwed up foreign horror movie. It's like fucking Hostel or shit like that. Not that Hostel's foreign, but the trees are going to get their revenge.
So I thought the movie was great to this point, and then it just fucking kicks it to 11.
It goes completely into overdrive. We cut to another family, which I don't know. Are they part of the tree farm? I didn't know because it just randomly cuts to this other family.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, they live in a trailer, but these two little girls are watching the television. They're watching the news. We also meet another guy who is
cut a hole in the bottom of the tree and putting Vaseline all over it so he can fuck it.
And then there's another. We cut to another. These are all different families that we're meeting with trees in their house, in one form or another. Another couple's trying to have sex, but the guy has a broken leg. Makes no sense. But back at the main family's house, the very well-to-do family, they're watching TV. And on the TV, a tree just gets lit on fire by accident because
shooting
of fireworks.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And the crowd of people is still just standing there watching this tree go up in flames. And it's just a slow shot on the tree, just sitting there as if it's very menacing, like as if he's just watching the horrors on the television.
Yeah.
It slow fades into the next morning.
Christmas
home
morning.
video style camera filming the kids opening their presents. The kids are very happy opening their presents. The little girl shows her present and the tree fucking grabs her. She's immediately covered in blood.
Yeah.
Like without any hesitation, which
So much blood.
there's so much blood. There is so much fucking blood. It's just pouring down her. The tree then whips the treetop star into the dad's face.
And he's spraying blood everywhere.
Trauma style. Like it's just spraying like a squirt gun.
Yes.
It is so ridiculous.
And he drops the little girl. The tree drops the little girl, and her head just splatters on the ground. And my note right here is, this is fucking awesome.
It's so incredible. We cut to the trailer family, which we discussed before. They are also opening their presents, and she starts seeing like little blood splatters fall on her toy. She looks up, and the tree has killed their cat.
It's a dog.
It's a duck?
Dog.
Oh,
Isn't
a dog.
it? No, it's a cat.
It's a cat.
Yeah.
And kills the cat, and it's just chases them out and
Throws the cat at him.
Throws the dead cat at the little girls. It was so insane. And the little girls are trying to run away for their lives, and like they're outside now. And the trees are just coming up over the hilltops surrounding them.
They're totally fucked. Surrounded by trees.
Also, how hard would it be to carry a tree like that, to prop it up? Like, that's just a guy standing there, like, shaking it up and down from
I'm going to say
behind
pretty
them.
hard.
Yeah.
I'd be so lazy.
heavy.
There's no way I'd do it.
There's no way I would do it either. We got to the third family, who was the couple.
Still trying to have sex.
They're still trying to have sex the next morning.
12 hours later.
This was like one of my favorite kill scenes, just because it was so elaborate that they did not have to do this whatsoever.
Did you get the reference for this one?
No.
It's Fulci's zombie with the splinter in the eyeball.
Oh,
not here. Not. So the tree goes through the girl's mouth and then comes out her eyeball, pops it right out, and then the branch slowly goes toward the guy's eyeball.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, I didn't realize that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
nice
great
scene
little homage.
too.
Yeah, drops his eyeball. I mean, this scene is fucking awesome.
This guy's just paying homage to the Italians.
Going in through their eyes, out through their mouth.
It ties a knot. Yeah, it goes through the woman's mouth, out her eye, into the man's eye, out his mouth, and then proceeds to connect each other and bring the heads together to kiss. So fucking insane.
And then the guy who's trying to fuck the tree, it cuts to, and the tree is wielding an axe, just seamlessly chops off his fucking leg.
Wait, yes, say it again. The tree is wielding an axe and chops off. They have him laid out on his kitchen table, and they cut off his fucking leg. The gore and like special effects were incredible for just a short, low budget short.
I agree.
There's now panic in the street.
Pandemonium
Trees are
everywhere.
just attacking everyone. They're just killing everyone in the middle of the
There's a man
street.
with a shotgun just shooting at the trees.
People are running. They're covered in blood. And do we talk? What? I love that. There's a guy climbing a telephone pole for no reason, and the tree has him wrapped up in, what do you call it? Garland?
Sure.
Like,
yeah.
It's like garland. Yeah. Got it wrapped and just yanks him off, falling to his death.
And it cuts to a guy you only see for about 2 seconds, and he's getting fucked from behind by a tree.
It's so insane. But not as insane as...
This made my jaw drop.
I could not believe it.
Straight up shocked me.
I could not believe it. So we hear a woman screaming, "My baby, my baby." She's screaming it for, I don't want to say a while, but a significant amount of time. We see this baby laying on the ground, crying, just hysterically.
I mean, it's a little baby.
You kind of just think that they're gonna leave it at that she's just being separated by her baby.
Yeah.
The tree proceeds to jump, I guess you could say, and the tree trunk stomps on the baby's head.
And it explodes.
It explodes.
Dude, that was unbelievable.
In the craziest special effects I've ever seen.
I can't believe they did that.
It's a little outrageous.
I can't believe they did
It's
that.
a little outrageous. But to say I didn't love it would be a lie. I loved it. I thought there's a difference between doing it realistically, and when trees are just like stomping on and murdering people.
Sure.
You know, it just makes it a little easier to take when a tree jumps on your head and explodes it. Like, it's just a little.
Right.
I take it less seriously.
I still like. I thought I was pretty hardened, and at the end, I like the credit because it ends right after that, and the credits start rolling. And like normally, I turn it off at the credits. I just sat there like I can't believe I just fucking saw that.
It was outrageous.
Yeah,
it was outrageous. I also loved in that. I loved the scenes. You'd see guys in the background as the chaos was ensuing, and there were guys clearly just holding small trees and rubbing it against their own face. Like, one guy's like carrying it on his back as if the tree's on him, but he's clearly holding on for dear life to make the scene work.
Right. Very fun movie. Very fun short.
So funny. Yeah. I mean,
highly recommended.
Yeah, if you don't take it seriously, that last scene's not too brutal. It got an R rating, it looks like.
I don't know how anyone could take this seriously at all.
No, it's ridiculous. I mean, from the moment these guys start swearing, I was like, holy shit, like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah. I need to stop swearing as much, too, actually.
Why?
It reminds me. I don't know. I just feel weird. Really? What if somebody wants to show their kids this? Speaking of kids, they shouldn't. Speaking of kids watching horror movies.
Yes.
We saw Krampus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We figured we should talk about that with the holidays.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on it?
I really, really liked it. I thought it was really fun, really well shot. Mm-hmm. I thought the scene where you first see Krampus and he's going rooftop to rooftop was one of the coolest scenes I've seen this year.
Agreed. It was so good.
This is great.
Totally worth what people were. Totally deserving of the spots they've been getting. I think they came in like 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was a little nervous about the PG-13 rating at first. Yep. I thought that it might be watered down, and I did not feel that it was watered down at all. I didn't feel that any of the, the CGI creatures that were in it, it didn't take me out of it. It wasn't like, oh my God, this is so stupid. I thought like, this is pretty fun.
It was really good. The CGI was good. The special effects were good. The gore was good for PG-13.
And the laughs were good. The laughs were great. I never really cared for David Kochner.
Yeah.
I never really, his humor in Anchorman or whatever, never really did it for me. And he was hilarious. His chemistry with Adam Scott was great. The two of them together were great.
I think Adam Scott might be a genius.
He's great.
In comedy purposes, he is amazing in Step Brothers.
He is amazing in Step Brothers. He's amazing in Boy Meets World.
And I feel like he's got I think that's like a chemistry thing. I think that's like a comfortableness with other comedians that they feel like they can trust him to.
Because he's great in Parks and Rec.
I've watched the outtakes of him in Step Brothers, and he's shooting one line. It's the one where he's talking about going to see the Dane Cook pay-per-view. He's like, honey, we gotta go home. The Dane Cook pay-per-view starts in 15 minutes. He shot 17 lines for that, and they were all douchey, and he was ad-libbing all of them, and they were all the funniest fucking lines. And Will Ferrell couldn't stop laughing during any of them. So, and he's incredible. He's not even the funniest one in it. That David Kochner's
he's
goddamn hilarious. Is it, and who
Toni Collette looked great.
Toni Collette looks good. That's Kathy Bates in that? Or no? That's
No, it's not Kathy Bates.
What's her name?
Oh my God.
I know it's not Kathy.
But the sister was from Fargo, if you watched the TV show, the first season of Fargo.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard that's really good.
It's really good.
Let me just look up this woman's name. Because she's in everything. She's in not 2.5 Men. Is that what that stupid show is called? With Charlie Sheen?
Is she the maid?
She's the maid.
Yeah.
That's who she is. Oh, and I feel like she's in Adam Sandler movies and stuff.
I'm sure.
Oh, Conchata Farrell.
Sure.
Was not expecting that. Well, good for you. You had a great role.
Wait, what is the kid's name? He has a great name. The son's name.
Oh, the son?
Yeah.
No, are you talking about?
I'm talking about the
Maverick Flack.
Maverick Flack. That's a great name.
That kid.
That's his real name, by the way.
That's his real name. His character name is Howie Jr. He's hilarious.
He says nothing.
Which is sad.
He says nothing.
I mean, he's making faces though. That deadpan face.
Well, he's Thurman Merman 2.0.
Oh, 100%. But it was an awesome movie, very much in the vein of like Gremlins and Poltergeist, and a ton of fun.
The atmosphere of it was good too. Like there was times when I was like
genuinely creepy.
Like you go from laughing and then you go to kind of on like the edge of your seat, like, oh shit.
I mean, me and Joe looked at each other during the movie and we were like, is this how it's going to end? Like this was by no means going to be a family movie. Like there were parts of it where I was like,
yeah,
this could be terrible.
Dude, and the makeup and effects on actual Krampus
was so good.
He looked great.
He was disgusting.
When you saw his face finally, you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is how you ruin Christmas for anybody.
Sure.
That's scary. If I were 5 and I saw that, I'd shit my pants. I would straight up shit my pants.
Yeah, that people are comparing it to Gremlins, but this is like
a lot more hardcore.
Yeah.
I mean, I was scared of Gremlins when I was a kid, but like that's what I'm saying. Like this is about 1,000 times more hardcore. Like
I definitely think so.
The Gremlins just caused trouble.
Yeah,
a lot of it, but
you just have to not feed them.
They were just assholes. Yeah. I mean, that was really one kid's real idiot fault.
No stopping Krampus.
There's no stopping Krampus. So that was good. Now, kind of the last thing. Favorite holiday movies? Horror movies or otherwise? Do you have any? By the way, Krampus is now like a holiday movie for me. I will be watching it probably every Christmas.
Krampus is great.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're a horror podcast, but Muppets Family Christmas is my fucking favorite.
It is the best.
Favorite of all time.
It is the best.
Did I send you the link? Someone uploaded it with all the 1987 commercials.
Yes, and it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. I love those.
I can repeat those commercials verbatim.
I would love if we could find a horror show that still has commercials intact. First, we'd have to find it that was on TV. I would love to review that because those commercials change the way you watch those shows. It puts you in like it's like a time capsule.
Definitely.
It brings you back to that time period. It changes the way you watch it. I watch things like wrestling where I have these old bootleg recordings of events you can't find anymore. And the best part is the commercials that they haven't edited out because I love them. It just sets the tone when you're watching these commercials from the 80s.
It's great.
Cigarette commercials.
Yeah.
On a children's television program. It's like the craziest thing.
Yeah, I agree. So but to answer your question, so that one, do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Yeah,
because I watch it every Christmas Eve.
I'm in that
every Christmas Eve. I watch Die Hard,
and that is so great.
Which is the greatest action movie of all time.
Agreed.
I don't know how anyone could disagree with that.
By the way, if anyone wants to fight us about that, we're not talking about horror movies right now. I saw a list on Rotten Tomatoes, edited by the editorial staff of Rotten Tomatoes, the 10 best Christmas horror movies. On their list were just regular Christmas movies. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen. I don't know if it was a joke to make fun of it or not, but it was an atrocious list. It was so bad. It was so goddamn
Maybe you
bad.
can count It's a Wonderful Life because
that was on there.
Because Clarence is dead.
That was on there.
Sure, I'll accept it. I also hate that movie.
That movie is garbage.
I hate it so much.
I am down with depressing Christmas movies. Why are you doing that to people?
Yeah.
It's already got the highest.
Everyone's like, well, it's uplifting at the end. Yeah, but you have to sit through 3 hours of it not being uplifting.
Yeah. And then where the uplifting doesn't even matter.
Fucking George's life sucks.
It's just so sad.
Yeah.
It's not like it's that uplifting where everything.
No. His life sucked.
Same with Charlie Brown. Like, that is the saddest shit I've ever seen. But
yeah, Die Hard, for horror, Black Christmas is probably my favorite.
Black Christmas is very, very good. There's so many that I was looking at.
Christmas Evil's pretty good.
Christmas Evil, I remember seeing as a kid and I really liked. Silent Night, Deadly Night, though, honestly, is probably number 2 to Krampus for me right now.
Really?
I loved Silent Night, Deadly Night.
I mean, I like it a lot, too.
I love
You put it above Black Christmas?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I really like it. It just makes me laugh.
Huh.
I mean, besides the fact that there's a rape in it, which I just can't stand. But besides that, I'm cool with it. A lot of stupid acting, a lot of stupid plot points.
So one-handed kills, one-handed lift-ups.
So much muscle. In such a small package. So guys, I just wanted to take a minute. That's the end of this episode, but I wanted to take a minute.
How do you feel about Christmas Vacation?
I don't like Christmas
Oh,
Vacation.
come on. Come on.
It's just a personal thing. I understand why people like it. I mean, it's funny, but I'm not under the, like, I can't watch it every year. I don't care to watch it every year. It's good. It's funny.
It's the best.
It's just there.
It's the best.
No, Muppets is the best.
It's the second best. Fine, third best.
Santa's Sleigh.
No, I did not like that at
That
all.
is garbage. That shit sucked. It makes no sense. Don't change the history of Santa to make your shitty movie.
Wait, didn't he lose a curling match? Is that what it was?
Yeah, it was a bet. He was an angel, and it got a bet. He was an asshole angel, lost a bet, and then...
Wait, it wasn't a curling match? Where did I get that from? Is there a movie where someone loses a curling match?
I don't know, but it's a bet. He loses a bet. Maybe he was betting on the curling match. I forget. Does it even matter?
No.
No. He loses a bet, and then he has to be good and give kids presents. And then, like, the bet is off somehow, and then he can be awful again. Great plot. Fucking the shittiest plot I've ever heard. Don't change the history of Santa to make it work. That's why Krampus worked so well. It's so rooted in history. Like,
yeah,
they made it their own in certain ways, but they didn't change the fucking history of Krampus.
Right.
Whatever. Fucking jerks. But guys, in 2 weeks, it's our 1 year anniversary. It's insane where we are now.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's obviously when you start, there's no one.
Yeah, I remember we had 7 listeners that downloaded the podcast the first one.
We were like,
yeah,
oh
fuck
my
yeah.
God, there's 7 people listening to us.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And I mean, I was like really overjoyed by that. And then we met people like Joseph Magnuson and the Evil Dana, who like came on super early. How the fuck they even found us is beyond me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I should probably ask them one day, like, how the fuck did you stumble upon us? Like, I guess social media. They just tried to find like-minded people and found
surreal.
us. So thank you to all you fans, but I mean, those two came off the top of my head as two of the very early
ones, yeah.
Very early fans of ours. Horror Harbor and Do Not Sit Next to Dennis too. Like, those people were like super early. Like, we would ask for like input from fans, and it was just the same fans all the time. And
it was great.
It was awesome. Yeah. We should probably do more episodes like that. Maybe the Stannys, we should get some feedback in from people and read some more, because those are always awesome. But like, to think like within a year we were signed by Fangoria and we have all these fucking fans. Our Facebook page is like nonstop.
It's great.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
We were at the pay-per-view last night. I'm just getting alerts all night on the page, and I'm like, this is amazing. Like,
yeah.
This, like, it just never stops.
Right.
And it's awesome. You guys are incredible, and we can't thank you enough.
Yeah.
And
started in my fucking living room, and then we got to interview Lloyd Kaufman, like, ask him questions. Fucking
and
great.
Then
Roddy Piper.
Out of all people, like, I didn't think we'd be picked up this soon by a company. And I mean, it was my goal to get to that point, and I didn't want to sell us out to some shit company or whatever. And then Fangoria.
Yeah.
It was so stupid.
Grew up reading.
It was so stupid. It was insane. It was insane. And so it's been like a dream this last year. And I mean, I just want to say thank you. We're doing the Stannys. I'll probably just get drunk and say the same thing again. I'm going to be drunk at the Stannys. That's my promise.
Good.
That's my promise. And I'll probably say the same thing. I'll probably cry and say the same thing. Embarrass myself. Guys, if I tell you that the Stannys are delayed for some reason, it's because I'm trying to figure out how to edit tears out of video and audio.
Out of video.
But yeah, thank you all so much. We really appreciate it. It's been an awesome year.
Yeah.
And hopefully the same happens in 2016.
Yeah.
Hopefully we keep this thing rolling. And
cheers.
No negative feedback on iTunes, please. I really appreciate it. Guys, thank you so much for listening. We want to thank Harley Poe for allowing us to use the song Pagan Holiday off the album. Shit.
Wait, what?
Use the song Go Around off the album Pagan Holiday. You can find them at harleypoe.com, facebook.com/harleypoe. We're on Twitter at I Hate Horror Show.
I'm at JoV421.
You can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/I Hate Horror. We're on Tumblr at I Hate Horror.
Instagram.
Instagram.
I Hate Horror.
You can find Joe's links on our regular page, IHateHorror.com. Oh, and before we wrap it up, Stannys, hop on the website. Give us some categories. Give us some ideas, what you want to see, what you want to hear, some of your favorite quotes, whatever you have. Just let us know, and we'll try to include as much as we can. I'll probably post something this week, trying to get you guys involved. So we actually have to record that very soon. We completely forgot. And that's really it. So for Joe, this is Sean. Stay weird.
Thank you.
Adios.
Cause I'm a gorehound, hellbound horror movie lover. I like my voyeurism with a glass of red rum. Cause I'm a